samajkoawaj.com.
Namaste. For the recording, enhancement and broadcasting of Nepalese history, culture and heritage through Samajkoawaj.com online television. Today we are at the Kangara fort. Kangara court. It's a Nagarkot fort also. People say it's a Nagarkot also. So it's a very historical. This fort was built around 1007, 3 or 7 AD. It's a very old fort. Initially, it was built by some Muslim kingdom. Then after occupied by the Chand kingdom. Then after again the Sikh kingdom, kings of the Punjab. And then after again the Britishers who ruled over India. And then finally, while India gets liberation from the British colonization, then after it's India now. So it's a very historical for Nepalese army, Nepalese politician, Nepalese people as well, because Nepalese marched up to this place in the Unification campaign, even beyond from here, almost 200 kilometers towards western and northern side from here. So only this fort was not conquered by the Nepalese army. In fact, Badakaji, the commander, I say he the general of general. He was general of general. Amar Singh Thapa was leading the Unification campaign over here. He had big status over this area. People even say him, used to say him, the king of Nepal, the king Badakaji, Amar Singh. So still, if we travel around the places, people say the king. So look at, but he was always loyal to Nepalese government, Nepalese kingdom, the king. He never betrayed. He never being lured by the British offer, any foreign offers. He was 100% loyal to Nepal. So, however, he was very, very far from Kathmandu. I am here after 4.5 day drive here, almost 5 days. How far it is, I cannot imagine. The Kangara fort, I am here on top of Kangara fort. Almost it is a quarter kilometer is a height from it's a main gate to here. It's on top of the building. It was the palace, castle, palace. Up the last Chand king, Sansar Chand. So because of is a natural obstacle, plus the artificial obstacle later built the fort. Nepalese army had very tough time to launch attack against this fort. So the commander, Kazi Amar Singh Thapa, he made encirclement around the fort. He blocked every logistic support inside the fort, even the rations. It was kept on doing since 3.5 years, almost 4 years. It was very tough time for the Sansarsan, the king, the last king of this fort. And there was no other option for the Gurkhali troops also. No option for the assault because of its natural geography, natural obstacle, as well as this fort. So, Amar Singh Thapa was hoping the surrender of the Sansar Chand, and almost he was about to surrender as well, and in between some troops led by Kazi Nain Singh Thapa, the brother of Commander-in-Chief Bhimsen Thapa. He arrives here The historians say that was reinforcement to the Kazi Amar Singh Thapa, but I doubt on it. I don't think Kazi Amar Singh Thapa would have been asked the reinforcement from Kathmandu. He was pretty much able to get recruitment, train many thousand army over here, this area. But some historians says, but not the official document says it. And in the meantime, the king of this Purd, Sansar Chand, he rides, he conveys his message to back at the fort by his troops and himself. But he asks 10 days period for his management, for his logistic management to back at the fort. So Amar Singh Thapa, he believes on his word. So he granted a 10 days time. And in the meantime, the Sansar Chand, he started collecting induction of the weapons, ammunition, ration, rather getting out his belongings outside from the fort. After 10 days, the Qazi, Bada Qazi asked him to pack it again. Sansar Chand, he asked 2 days more to back at the fort. So Amar Singh Thapa, he believed and he granted. In the meantime, within the 2 days, all his families, he himself, he left this fort in disguised dress. In the meantime, he met with the king of Punjab, Ranjit Singh. In between, some he meets and he meets with the king of Punjab, Ranjit Singh, and they made a plan to launch attack against the Gorkhalis. And Amar Singh Thapa, then he feels that was big betrayal. In the meantime, the troops from the Kathmandu, led by I talked already, Nansing, and Bada Qazi Amar Singh Thapa, they get some clashes about the launching the attack here. The new commander, Nansing Thapa, he wants to launch attack as soon as possible from the front, not to be delayed. And the Bada Qazi, the commander who was making encirclement since 4 years, he was asking him not to do that immediately, to wait for maybe 3 or more months. And Nansing, he didn't want it. So he declares to launch the attack. And Bada Qazi didn't support him. While he was launching attack from the front side at the front gate, the main gate of the fort. In the meantime, the cannon fires and that hits on his chest. The Qazi Nansing Thapa, he was fallen down as a wounded man. And after 3 days he dies. And many more, maybe more than 400 Nepalese armies died at the same battle from the bullets firing of Sansar Chand's army. At that time, this fort was leading by the commander-in-chief of the King Sansar Chand. He had already left the fort with his families. It was a very sad incident because Bada Qazi did not support to Qazi Nansing Thapa's troops. How could it be possible? The both commanders were from the same army, Nepalese army. One commander was just looking after the incident as a film. Other commander was fighting as his rivalry. So he was killed. This is a very dark chapter in the Nepalese military history, Nepalese history. Also in the personality of Bada Gaji Amar Singh Thapa. So that attack was not successful, but it was very painful. After his death, then again the responsibility goes to the Bada Gaji Amar Singh Thapa. The troops were here already deployed, and in the meantime, the king the king Ranajit Singh from Punjab, he arrives very close by. Close by, his headquarter, his tactical headquarter was at the Pathankot, not in Punjab at that time. I mean Pathankot here, very close by. And knowing this incident, Bada Gaji Amar Singh Thapa tried to make containment of his Punjabi troops in Pathankot, and he also offered about 10 lakhs rupees to the king of Punjab, Ranjit Singh, not to come here, but he did not agree. The alliance between the Sansar son of this fort and Ranajit, the king Ranajit, was already made it. So it was very, very valuable and very strong fort. That was his dream, to control over this fort. So he arrives very close by area. He started attacking against the Gurkhali troops close by these areas, and several war battles took place between the Sikh armies and the Gurkha armies. Now look at the Sikh and Gurkha war begins. The chapter of Sikh and Gurkha, it begins. It calls a Nepal Sikh war in the history of Nepal. So, and in the meantime, the Ranjit Singh marches toward the fort. He enters inside the fort without any confrontation of the Nepalese armies. Why they didn't? I'm getting surprised. He enters inside the fort with many thousand armies. In fact, he was leading more than 15,000. But how big army he could get entered inside the fort, I don't know. But while he get entered here, then he closes the door and he destroys the bridge. Then he asks to Bada Gaji Amar Singh Thapa to leave the places, to vacate the areas, and to be withdrawn. And even he also advised him to make an alliance in order to attack against the Britishers. It was his luring tactics, but that was not true, because the Sikh king and the British colonel had already made the treaty in 1809 in April to launch attack against the Nepal. So already they had an agreement between the Sikh king and the Britishers, rather having alliance with Nepal. So it was just betray to the Bada Gaji Amar Singh Thapa, and it was on it was already it was on 24 August 1809. the Sikh and the British made a treaty already to fight against the Gurkhas. So that was just luring tactics. And finally, Amar Singh Thapa and the his Gurkha troops started attacks in several areas of Sansar Chand previous states, kingdom. And the fight and the battles took place in many areas. The Gurkhas stood as a victor in many areas, as well as the Punjabi army also, they stood as victors. Finally, we lost almost 500 troops in between, and um, and the Badakaji Amar Singh Thapa, he was defeated at the Battle of Malakand. Then after, he also had tough time, and he thought that let's have an agreement or a treaty to stop the war. Then the king, the Ranajit Singh from this fort, he agrees. They both agrees, and they made a treaty. Uh, treaty on August 24, 1809. 1809. I made a correction before. I had given this date for the treaty between the Sikh and the British, but that treaty was in April 1809. The date is not confirmed. I mean again the treaty between the Sikh and the British. It was in the month of April 1809, but the treaty between a Sikh and Nepal was on 24 August 1809. They made a treaty here, and Nepal had to vacate the territory up to Satluj River, which is almost 200 kilometers away from here to the eastern side. So our Nepalese, the greater Nepalese territory up to Bass River near the Kashmir area, it narrows down up to Satluj area. So this is the history of the fort. This Kangara fort in Nepal. I also would like to comment on the rule of then Commander-in-Chief Bhim Singh Thapa, who sent a large number of troops led by his brother Nansing Thapa here to launch the attack. Was the demand of Badakaji Amar Singh Thapa, or was the troops sent after consulting with Amar Singh Thapa? If it was not, that was a mistake. It was a blunder. Because Amar Singh Thapa, the hero of this area, was here to launch attack here to capture this fort. In the meantime, the junior commander, Nansing, he arrives here, and he tried to attack alone, on his way, on his own idea. He ignores the idea of Badakaji, also Badakaji, he ignores his plan. So look at the confrontation between the two commanders of same army. It was the mistake of the government, not of the Badakaji and not of the Kaji Nansing Thapa. Of course, Nansing Thapa, he was a hero, martyrs. He died during his battle here. So, again, the rule of Amar Singh Thapa, why he didn't support, the rule of Nansing Thapa, why he ignored the plan of Badakaji Amar Singh Thapa, and why the Nepalese government and Bhim Singh Thapa sent the troops here without coordination and cooperation and consultation with Badakaji. This area is a big, I could say it's a grey area. It should be researched. So at the end, is my team's myself the last day to launch this program in order to record the history, heritage, culture of Nepal from Trista in the east and the Kangara in the west. It was the greater Nepal before. We started from Sikkim and up to the Kangara. Today it is almost 2 months and almost half. So it's a long march for us. After this episode, we also would be launching next program in order to highlight our national pride. Finally, again, I also would like to thanks to my all the Facebook supporters who helped me, the Nepalese army, and the director, proprietor, and reporter of the Samajkoawaj television, Mr. Raju Basnyat, who is with me. His contribution is great. He is really honest man. I thank him very much. Thank you very much to all of you.
Samajkoawaj.com